Hello everybody, and welcome to today's stream where we are starting off strong. Hey, wait a second, why is you like that? Let me see if I can fix this a little bit. Scrunch it, then reveal it, and there, that's a little bit better. Let me see, if I scroll up, is that better? Yep, that's a little bit better. We're starting off strong today with food. Oh my god, Shoujo. Why must you do this? Is that boba too on top of pho? Oh my god, dude, I just had food. Don't do this to me. This stream is only just started. You do this on purpose. I know you do this on purpose every single time. Hello, Renchi. Hello, Sentinel. Yep, we are starting off with paying off the Sohma tax. I like the way that you phrased that. Hello to, I said hello to Renchi, but hello to Colin and to Galactic. Did I miss anyone? Hello. Oh, sorry if I sounded a little weird. I am slightly medicated and I got up a little too fast. Brain go whoosh. I'm a little dizzy. And this food right over here is not helping. What if I control plus? More food? Yes, more food. The food has been enhanced. I repeat, the food has been enhanced. And Sentinel says, you're all good. Okay, cool. Glad to hear it. Alright, let's see what's next. Delicious looking pho, but when I zoom in here, can you guys see that? I have enhanced the pho. Pho. Let's see here. Nope, you guys can barely see a thing, so let me just unzoom. Oh lord, it's huge. It would appear that we've got brisket and other parts of the cow. Ooh, onion. There's an onion right there. Onion. Can you guys see my cursor? I don't believe you guys can see my cursor. Let me see if I can fix that. Properties. Yes, capture my cursor. It disappeared! Where'd it go? Get back here, you. You? Discord. I'm howling at the bird. Get back here. It was working 2 seconds ago. Why is it when I tell it to capture my cursor, it just shuts down? Fine. You don't have to capture my cursor. Visible confusion is visible. When computer does not work, I meow at it. I meow at it and complain and go brr, and then, oh no, my arms are twisted. Okay, what if I do this? Or this? It blipped. It blipped for a hot second. Aw, man. And wait, Bond's asleep. I could jump up and down on him and be like, Bond, wake up, help me, technology has forsaken me. Yeah, I'm gonna go bother him. I'm gonna go bother you. Discord, finding no work. This is kind of the whole point of this stream. Galactus says, capture issues. A gem. I don't know if I'd call it a gem, but it's definitely a pain up my bleep. Discord is feeling a little shy right now. What if I create a new capture? And this is why I have like a bajillion captures. Turn you off, then turn you on. Hey. Nope. And nope. One more capture for today. Browser source, display capture. Yeah, I'll do display capture. What's that mean? Window capture? I got the schnifflies. Oh, wait, did I just copy and paste that one? Wait, no, that's not what I want. Oh, dude, none of y'all know unfiltered Sohma. Just add to what Colin said. I don't know if I'd call it a save, but I would say it is interpretive. Only 2 nickels, George? Only? Only 2 nickels? Come on. Give me a little more credit, or debit. Let's do select window to capture. Yeah, let's do that one. Wait, yeah, no? Yes. Okay, I would like control. Give me control. Mind control! Yeah, but that doesn't really help when it comes to technology. Mind control. Okay, wait, if I have mind control, then I can control somebody to fix my tech control. Oh, whoa, what the heck are you? Hi! Focus, brain, focus! Okay, that's not what we're looking for. What am I looking for? Select a window to capture. No, that's not right. Automatic? Yeah, I think I pressed the wrong button. Buttons. Well, my buttons are certainly being pressed by technology not working. Getting a little itchy. You know, when animals get stressed out, they get itchy. This one. Whoa, it's gigantic. Whoa. Let me see if I could size it down just a little bit there. There you go. Okay. This is looking promising. Ignore the blue bar that says I haven't read everything just yet. And there. And then make bigger. Yeah! We're doing it! Woo! I swear, sometimes I feel so brave. Alright, we are back on track. And Galactus says, jump scare. And my body says, now is the time that I must stretch. Ah, that's a good one. Hello, Ender King, and welcome to the stream for today. But yeah, George, about that nickel bit. Only 2? Excuse you. I want to believe that my record is higher. Please? Please? Alright, okay, enough of the faux, because faux this. Wait. Shoujo. What about this? What about the milk tea boba? Is it just milk tea? What kind of milk tea is it? What is the flavor that we must savor? Tell me. I want to know. I love boba. I haven't had boba in over a month, dude. It's been too long. Dude, this looks so good, especially because there are bubbles here. You guys notice there are bubbles? That means it was freshly poured into that bowl. And I know this from my own personal experiences, but that bowl is brimming to the point where it is ready to overflow. You just got that faux fresh, I can tell. Visually. I see that you also used bean sprouts and that, I think it's like oregano. I forget what the herb is, but Bond likes eating it raw. He's weird. But not as weird as me, though. Oh my god, Shoujo, why is it just more food? Why do you do this to me? It's just more food. It's just chimkin. It's chimkin. My will to resist not bothering Bon and asking for food. I gotta be strong. I must stay strong. I gotta stay strong. Afternoon, Mr. McGillicuddy. And Ender King says, 3 of my submissions were deemed too cursed for stream. My apologies for the inconvenience, but just know that the Bonbon is looking out for me because he knows how easily I get scared by the bug type. bug types. Yeah, I was gonna say Pokemon, but I'm gonna assume they're not Pokemon. And Galactic says, I'm getting food because of shoujo. I know, right? Problem is, I can't eat and be on stream at the same time. Boo! Boo! This looks good, though. This looks like straight up delicious. This is you got chimkin. It looks like deep fried chimkin with a side of fries. Now, I know I say a side of fries, but, you know, that's a short mile away from a mountain of fries, and that's a lot of potato. Let it not be said that you did not get your carbs this day. I want it. I want it. I woke up with a tummy ache, so I ate really light. I had myself a salad, then I had a bowl of cereal. Because I was like, I'm gonna live stream soon. Better to play things safe for my tummy and eat very light. But now I'm looking at this and I want it! I want it! I hope all of you are strong in my stead and can withhold the pictures of food. And Enderking says, unfortunately all three of them were Spec Evo pics from Lapis, which is my favorite Spec Evo series. Oh, I see. That is most unfortunate indeed. Colin says, temptation is strong here. Yes! Did I not make that clear? Yes, it is. Very much so. Me want foods. Yes, yes. Me also getting dizzy from looking left and right. I mean, it's hard not to look to the right here. I mean, look at it. Look at it. I want it. Feed me. I'm so tired. I gotta be careful not to scream over food pictures and then waste all my energy. Let's see what's up next. Next up, we've got a mention from Sarah saying, just one bite. I know! I feel the same way. And next up, Colin says, this is the 01 Keyblade, the only original Keyblade in Kingdom Hearts Recoded. It's adorable. It's all pixelated and stuff. It has a unique ability called Target Scope that hits enemies when locked on, even if you can't get close. Ooh, you know, having a good lock-on button is paramount to success. How to obtain. Defeat Sora's Heartless and Hollow Bastion. Of course they're in Hollow Bastion. That checks out. Oh wait, I can't make it bigger. I hope you guys can see it. Can I make it bigger? On my screen? Yeah, you guys can sort of see it, but I don't think it's much of an improvement. My deepest apologies. Nannerking says, no pancake for him today. My apologies for the inconvenience, but them's the breaks. And Colin says, all of the other Keyblades in Recoded are all returning from Kingdom Hearts 1. Oh, so do we get even the starting Keyblade that Sora begins the game with? That's kind of cool. So, do you have a favorite from Kingdom Hearts 1 that you're looking forward to? I'm gonna drink some water real quick. One moment. Thank God for H2O. And I shall return to the Discord and we shall scroll on to the shoujo! Shoujo! No! It's just food, and more food. Why, yeah, little. This one is titled Garfield Food. That's it. Next time I have a steak, I am sending pictures directly to your DMs. No other way about this. This is my food wars. This is torture, you know? You're sending pictures to a very hungry cat. And also, every other coffee bean is suffering from... what's it called? It's like when a guy gets kicked in the groin, every other dude feels that. Secondhand? Like secondhand hunger pains. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? I feel like I recognize this bowl. Is this like the throw 'em away bowls? Like the I'm tired and don't feel like doing dishes, so I'm gonna use this bowl. This is the I bought this from Costco bowl. Galactic says, every nyan, make sure you stay hydrated. Yes, definitely so. You'll see me do that periodically throughout my streams, because it is paramount that I stay hydrated. I might be recovered in some areas, but I've learned a lot about health ever since, and water is easily neglected, like easily. Very forgettable out of 10, so I'm working very hard on remembering that, and then I forget everything else. And Sentinel says, Jojo, how dare you share pictures of your food and have the gall not to share? I know! The gall, the treachery, the neglect. The neglect! I'm so hungry. There's lasagna! There is lasagna! Dude, I love lasagna. Fun? Fun! Oh, he's asleep. Dang it! Why must he sleep when I am so hungry? Let me double check the pup cam. Yep, he is 100% asleep. Womp womp. I hunger. Fun! Wake up! Wake up! He's not waking up, is he? I wonder if he could hear me from the other room. I wonder. Them's the breaks, I'm afraid. The struggle of streaming, but also you guys are suffering this too. To which I say, my apologies. Let's scroll on to the next post and not stare at this food any longer than we have to. You and your croutons. Alright, we've got a picture from Renchi. Hi, y'all. Oh, wait, let me see if I can scroll up just a little more. Get rid of the picture of food. Yes. Very good. Hi, y'all. I got me the very first manga from an awesome store after my business trip. They are all first volumes of manga and anime I love. We've got the Dress Up Darling, Wistoria, and You and I are polar opposites. Looks like romance. I don't know about Wistoria being a romance. I still need to look into that. And romance. I do love me some rom-com. If it ain't got no com, then it's potentially drama, and there's enough drama in real life, you know? So. And Mr. McGillicuddy says, I think he has earplugs in. Well, how does he fit earplugs in those giant ears of his? He's got big buppo ears, and I have a brain cell telling me to come be a nuisance and roughhouse him a little. And Richie says, I love all 3 manga and the anime. If you could, would you complete each manga series? Like get volumes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way up to the end? That's something I really want to do with the Fruits Basket series. And Colin says, I heard Amelie is in My Dress Up Darling. She also did Lucia in Fire Emblem Heroes. Oh, interesting. And Renchi says, Wistoria, Wand, and Sword is a fantasy action anime. Ooh. I do love me some isekai, so that sounds like it could be very fun. Any world that isn't this world, I wouldn't mind being whisked away to. It'd be nice just to have a new life and wander across it. And Sentinel says, I loved My Dress Up Darling. Gojo is a shy bean and I love him. Aww. I like it when guy characters are a little bit on the shy side. It's so adorable. And I think it's all too relatable for some people, right? Yes. Guys can be shy too. I don't think it's a girl exclusive, so. But one of my favorite things is when guys can be themselves. That's my favorite. When people can embrace the pieces that make them who they are, that's the best. Galactic says, shy characters are the best. Usually the case. Usually the case. I agree. And Colin says, unless you're a shy guy from Mario. Oh, and then you're basically the undefeated champion, if that's the case. And Renchi says, so true. And Galactic says, definitely not biased either. It's a relatable trait for many of us. Although, I might have some areas I'm shy about, but majoritively, I'm kind of like a comet that hit the ground. I don't see myself as shy. I'm more of a person who bulldozes her way through life and says, wait, what'd I do? While leaving a really big trail of destruction in my wake. Yes. Sentinel says, Fawn is one such example of a shy bean. Yes, he is. He may not come off that way and may be more of a stoic fellow, but he's also very shy. And I adore that about him. But what made me really happy was when he finally felt safe to open up about his feelings. And I was talking about opening up about one's feelings. I caught up with the episode 9 of the Amazing Digital Circus, and I won't go into spoilers, but it was really good. It made me cry. It made me cry. It was so good. It was a good episode. I won't say anything beyond it got me right in the feels. That's it. That's all I will say. And Sentinel, that is still very correct. I have my moments where I could be a little bit, I guess a tiny bit shy. I guess. I have moments, okay? Who doesn't have their moments? I can't always come in like a wrecking ball. Not always. Sometimes. When I meet new people, I'm definitely more on the shy side. I'm just like, I don't know you. I need to learn more about you. Because socializing sometimes feels like a game of chess. I like to read body language. I like to read tonality. I like to read the room. If I can't read the room, and I can't read the body language, and I can't connect your interest with my interest, it's like, ugh, it's awkward. I don't know where to drive the conversation. Now it's all awkward. It was so weird when I first woke up from my brain surgery and I was trying to talk to all of my nurses, and all of them just kind of did the same opening, like the same kind of small talk, where they're like, what do you do for a living? What's your job? And I'm like, I'm a VTuber. And they're just like, what is a VTuber? And I'm like, how do I put this into words? I'm an online entertainer? No, that sounds much worse. No. I go on the internet and I play video games and people watch me play those video games. And we all have a really fun time, share some laughs, and that's about it. And they were just so disconnected from that, and I was like, yeah, this is awkward. I'd like to disappear now. And the little bro says to me, you didn't tell me you saw the new episode. I just watched it like an hour ago. It all happened so fast. We're having a long, dragged-out sidebar convo about the episode after the stream. All right. If there's no escaping you, little bro, fine. And Renchi says, I watched The Amazing Digital Circus, the last act in theaters, day 1. It was so good to see other fans there. How was it like? Everybody's experiences were a little bit different. I heard from someone that when they went to go see it in the theaters, it was mostly children. And I'm like, wait, children watch this series? It's a classic example of parents not really parenting what their kids watch on the internet. Like, I think on the surface, The Amazing Digital Circus may seem like it's kid-friendly, but the themes of it really aren't. It's very dark, and the messages are also very deep, layered, mature. And it's kind of cool if you get to grow up with this stuff, and you get to learn more about characters and exploring feelings. I think that's awesome. I think that's good character development for kids, honestly. And Renchi says, okay, I caught that. And Little Bro says, never letting you live it down when you messaged me after being more conscious and you basically drinky texted me. I was like, okay, I'm alive. I didn't die. Who can I message so that they don't have to worry about me anymore? And I'll be like, I survived the brain surgeries. I'm alive. No more worry. I just didn't want you to worry more than you needed to. But it was really hard texting because my left hand, which still sucks, by the way. my left hand couldn't really hold my phone. So I was like, Bon, can you do me a favor? And I'm like, can you text little bro, let him know I'm okay? And then he took over. Galactic says, I went into the last act spoiler-free, but also indifferent about it and came out of the other side with tears. I know I avoided spoilers too somehow. I heard a lot of people didn't, and I heard a lot of people did. Congrats to those who were able to dodge it. I imagine now that it's out, that art is going to explode over social media. And Little Bro says, I was barely awake and then started crying when I saw it, then fell asleep. Talk about a roller coaster of emotions, and you must have exhausted yourself from the emotions and then passed out. And Timber Fox Gaming, yo, what's up? Welcome to the stream, and oh gosh, I caught a stream for once. Good news! I'm moving back to the Pacific Northwest, so no more time difference. That's awesome! I'm glad to hear it, and also really happy to see you. I hope you're having a good day so far. We're just gabbing about the amazing digital circus to catch you up, and I'm gonna drink a bit of water. Oh, thank God for water. I would definitely suggest to the beans, definitely drink water now that the hotter season is upon us. Ugh. Can October come around sooner? Not saying that specifically because that's my birth month. Birthday month means ice cream cake. I want ice cream cake. I want ice cream. Wait, hold up. What ice cream cakes exist at Baskin and Robbins? Baskin, Robbins. Ice cream cake. Ice cream cakes. ADHD, go burr. Oh, right. We also have, what do you call it? We also have Father's Day coming up soon, right? Ugh. It's always difficult to figure out what your parents want on these special days. Especially on the father's side when they don't... Bon. He's not a father, but... It's hard shopping for Bon. It's very hard because he doesn't make a wish list and all the things I know he wants is very, very expensive. And Renji says, also happy birthday to Miyabi and Polka, these fictional characters. Unreal, those are fictional characters. Miyabi and Polka from Zenless Zone Zero. Oh my lord, they got our money when we rolled for them. Okay, next up, we have a submission from Colin that says, this my newest chosen unit in Fire Emblem Heroes. Chosen... How do I pronounce this word? Lejarn? She's from the kingdom of Muspel. We must spell out her name. And is the eldest princess. Princess. Did I just say princess? Oh god. Oh no. She has an ability that lets her move after an attack to get closer to an enemy or out of danger. Voiced by Abby Trott. I like the fire effects and how the weapon comes forward in the foreground, like right here. Looks cool for a flamin' hot character. The detail on the armor is actually really cool too. Like this part between the red pieces and the metallic pieces reminds me of Monster Hunter. The gold is always welcome. Yes. Oh, the gold in the armor matches the gold in the weapon. Let me find chat again. There you guys are. I missed you. And Sentinel says, get Bon his favorite thing. Favorite thing? He likes techie stuff. He also likes me. So what, do I tackle hug him or, And Colin says she's an axe unit. Well, let me ask you a question. What's an axe unit? Drinking says, Princess, you mean like the Habsburgs? What is a Habsburg? Is it a burger? I like burger. I don't know. I've got a little bit of a... Okay, I think I need more water because my enunciations are a little funky right now. And that's totally not embarrassing. Okay, what to get Bon? What to get Bon? But Bon's not a father yet. And Colin says the reason behind why she was Tai Takemi in Persona 5 Royal was because Atlas couldn't get into contact with her base game voice actor before it came out. Oh, so there were possibilities of that. Interesting. She is a very pretty character. I'm not zooming into her. Let me see how it looks on your guys' screen. Oh, wait. I'm not zooming into that. I'm trying to zoom into her face. Respectfully. The troubles of Discord window capture. I'm just gonna zoom out now. I swear it's not like that. And Temper Fox says, Habsburgs were a historical European royal family that liked to keep the bloodline pure? What? Giggity? No. There's a reason that kind of stuff is considered taboo. So, how many attempts did it take to end up with proper... No, I'm not gonna ask that question. I'm not gonna ask that question. Denied. Brain, let's back it up. Brain, let's back it up. Okay. And Colin says, you missed my message about some of Abby Trott's other notable roles. Let me scroll back up. Colin says Abby Trott was also Nezuko in Demon Slayer. No, wait, I read that first part. Hold up, let me back it up a little more. A little more. A little more. Colin. Okay, I don't know where I missed that message. It must really be up there. And Colin says, never judge a book by its cover, as they say, especially movies and TV shows. Yeah, okay. Can you post it one more time for me, Colin? My apologies. Wait, I was just reading it? Which one? Give give a quarter-brained cat a break here. So, about the whole bloodline thing, was it mostly sisters and brothers, Oni-chans and One-sans? Ay. Yeah. And Colin says, just after Sentinel's last message. Okay. Abby Trott was also Nezuko in Demon Slayer Takemi in Persona 5 Royal, and the singer of Life Light in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. There you go. Now I got you. And Galactic says, I have the urge to spin, but nothing in my room are swivel things. You know, I'm not gonna lie, I always kind of wanted one of those pole thingies I see in videos. I'm not a pole dancer, but it looks fun. Like, do they actually naturally, like, spin? Or does it naturally rotate on its own? Either way, I do want to spin too. I want to spin on pole. I just want to hug it and then rotate. Somebody give me a very big Roomba. A Roomba the size to fit my butt on. I've got goals. I've got goals for my butt. Okay, 1 second, everyone. I need to fix something. Ah! I'm gone. I'm back. I died, but then I lived. Transform, fit to screen. Now I'm floating just a beat. Let me see if I can make me a little bit taller. A little bit taller. Without oh, whoa! Okay, alright. There we go. Better. Not perfect, but better. Huh. Galactic says it spins when you spin on it. I want one! But all the construction! And then you gotta make sure there's enough room for it, and then you gotta make sure there's enough room for you. Right? Okay, hold up. No, this still bothers me. Feet to screen, slightly down. I can fix this! Through modern cat ingenuity. If I just go down. There we go. No problem here, I think. I used to do gymnastics when I was little. I'd like to experience that again. It was so much fun. And, oh God, Mr. McGillicuddy, I can't. Sorry, my brain took that in a whole nother direction of dollar throwing, and I'm like, nope, that's weird. Oh God. Oh God. So this is how Sohma makes money. This is how she gets paid. I get paid in rent money. Sentinel says someone commissioned some kind of roboticist to create Sohma-sized Roomba to ride on, so she can spin. See, I like this idea. This idea, very good. Is there a chance that I can get a head pat? Yes, yes you may, Renchi. Head pat for you. Let me just get over here. Head pat. I need to make an asset so that it really looks like you're getting a head pat. Wait, there's a coffee bean on my desk. That's more of a nuzzle. I hope that'll do. Self-inscribe, yo, what's up? Welcome to the stream and hope you're having a wonderful day so far. And Mr. McGillicuddy says, that's the other thing. People can pole dance without getting money. Oh, that sounds like a very difficult way of making the mun-muns. But I can imagine it also being like a really passion project kind of thing too. Oh, of course, no problem. Ugh, it's kind of hot. Do you guys mind if I take a quick moment to turn on my AC? Ugh. And Colin says, doesn't pole dancing require a lot of upper body strength? I can work on that. In fact, I need to work on that. My arms are like noodles right now. My arms are they are wont for better strength training. Alright, I'm gonna turn on my AC. With the power of air conditioning, I can stop staring into your souls. Okay, I am reclaiming my body. Ah, I'm flying! There, whoa! Can I settle the fluff down? Thank you. I've got a lot of core strength. I've got that in spades. I want to go in a pool. I want to go in a swimming pool. I miss swimming. Swimming's my favorite. And Sylvan says, I carry the upper body strength of a tenderized pool noodle. Me too. He's so cute. I do too. Relatable. Sorry, I could go on forever about this kind of stuff. But, I mean, it's fun kind of stuff too, you know? Okay, next submission is by Kanako. Oh, these look fun. Went to a Hot Topic after going to a Shinedown concert. How was the concert? I hope it was fun. They got pride flag buttons. Ooh, I like the dingle part. They're so pretty, especially when you've got multiple colors here. Or multiple buttons to represent yourself, right? You know, I wish every month could be Pride Month. I'm sorry, I'm gonna beeline real quick. Miku! I wanna buy some shirts! I may or may not have a little bit of an obsession. Plushie! There is a plushie! Plushie. And Sohma dies immediately after looking at... Is that a cat with a butthole? Butthole cat! I'm sorry, I couldn't help but be distracted. I'm also not very mature. Oh, you guys can only see a dot. There's literally right there. What's this little guy over here? It just says the word wee. Aw, cute. Cute, cute, cute. We've got a shadow plushie, and then I forget the name of this guy, but it's a Sanrio character. There is like so much Sanrio merch around the world, like so much. Okay, what does this one say? There's a kitten up here. I'm about to crash out. Mood. That is such a mood. What's over here? What's over there? What's everywhere? We got cinnamon roll in the right-hand corner. Doobie doobie doobie. I want stuff. I want stuff. I like stuff. And then, ooh, you've got tails, but what kind of tails? You've got, okay, pop quiz, everybody. Is this a pink tail, or is this more on the purpley magenta side? It is not exactly pink. Some would argue it's fuchsia. I would argue it's fuchsia, which to some may argue that fuchsia is pink, and I would say, nuh-uh. Guys can get the paws. I would like this if it was a collar. It's a headband. Ugh. I don't want spikies on my head. I prefer spikies in other locations. It depends. If it was at the base of some gloves, fingerless gloves, and black. Yes, yes. Now that is a good color combination and also a style. Sorry. I'm going on and on about this kind of stuff, but maybe I should really shop here. It's a thought. Wait. I like this colored pink at the very top, at the very, very top. It's not exactly the color of my tail, but it's cute. It's more of a pastel pink. Sorry, I'm going on and on and on. And Renchi says, magenta maybe. It's really cute. Hey, you guys see magenta. My guys, my dudes, my people. Ender King says, fuchsia is purple, not pink. So you understand my conundrum. Dude, low-key, I think there's another side of me who would love to be goth. I never got to... Being goth is kind of expensive, but every time I look at stuff I want to try out, it leans towards goth. And I'm like, yeah. Ooh, did you get this one? It's so cute. It's so beyond colors, but it's also a specific set of colors for I forget which one. Guys, want to tell me which one this one is? Which one is this one? Pop quiz for all of you out there, and you guys have the opportunity to teach me. Teach the brain cell. Come on, do it. I know one of y'all know. For the trans flag. It's a beautiful flag. You guys get the beautiful colors, and they're very pastel, but very, very beautiful. And they give me the happy feelings. The warm and the fuzzies. And next up, from Sentinel, we've got a post that says, this just in from Pokemon Center, they want your money again. Fossil Museum Pikachu. Look at how cute he is with his neck scarf and his hat and pickaxe. I will not be swayed by you, Pokemon Center. Not again. Oh my god, that's cute. Oh my lord, that's cute. He's dressed up for your heart swings. He's got a hat, he's got a scarf, and he's got a pickaxe. Because he's trying to pick at your feelings. Alright, how much does this cute, adorable Pikachu cost? Hold up, I gotta go look it up. He's 8 1/4 inches. Wow, they are measuring them by the 1/4 C's. Well, they're only at $30. That's not unrealistically affordable. That is actually doable. Wait, are they selling the giant Eevees again? Where am I Sylveon at? How much do you cost in total? 400 buckaroos. That is where I draw the line for sure. I want this Sylveon. Hold up. I'm gonna post it. It's so cute. It's got Sylveon energy. I'm gonna post it in response to that. I could do that, or I could do this. And I'll go back up, I promise. Right down here. Look at them! They're doing the nya with the paw! See, I could do the Pikachu, or I could give a high five to a Sylveon. And, you know, I'm a little biased myself. What's there to understand, Colin? People feel seen, people feel heard, and people feel happy to exist in this world. I think that's more than enough, and that's all you really need to understand about it. And Timber Fox Gaming says, gosh, this feels like shopping for clothes with one of my friends. I unfortunately have only 2 brain cells dedicated to fashion. One says black and the other says purple. You know what? Fair. Just do what feels right in your heart. That's what I say. And Renchi says, so adorable. How did you find all of those hearts in those colors? That in itself is absolutely adorable. And Self-Inscribed says, my bank account did not survive the year of Eevee, Sohma. Please don't tempt me. I want to have monies for arts, but I also don't have room in my home for a giant Sylveon. But it will live in my bed. Bond's not allowed to sleep in the bed anymore. Bond will be replaced by a giant Sylveon. The end. But then I can't hug Bond anymore, and that would be simply awful. It's like the giant $400 Sylveon, or having Bond in the sleepy realm to huggle and cuddle. But here's the caveat, or catveat, if you will. Bond is a natural generator heater. He'll be very good when the winter comes. He's also the home provider, pays rent, gets me food. Okay, he can have the bed. He can have the bed, it's fine. Alright, giant Sylveon, until I find a proper spot for you, you will have to wait for now. Next up, we have another post from Sentinel. Here's something I found on Blue Sky. It's a Fox McCloud, and look how small and chibi he is. I'm certain that I certainly think he's cute. He is adorable. He's got a really silly smile. It's a little crooked, but very cute because it's crooked. I like that it's crooked. Although from this angle, if you look at the one in the upper left corner, up here, oh gosh, I'm pretty sure you guys can't see that. In the upper left corner, he kind of looks like a squirrel. It looks a little squirrely with that crooked mouth. But it's also adorable, even in the weirdness that I'm giving it. And Renchi says, I did see an adorable Sylveon plush in a store 1 floor lower than the store where I bought the manga. You saw a Sylveon and you didn't share a picture with me? Excuse you. Excuse you. Take a picture next time or else I won't believe you. That's it. I'm gonna grab my Build-A-Bear Sylveon and hug onto them now. Who's an expensive Sylveon? You definitely are. I still love them. I had them right and ready for grabbing. They were on the lower space of my desk. I love them very, very much. Yeah, Build-A-Bear plushies are deceivingly large. Alright, and the next... Oh yeah, let me grab the origin link. I forgot to do that for several of these. Here is the original link if you guys want to catch it. Wait, not the Kupo charm. I've got things I should be sharing myself. Live stream. There you go. Boom. This one's from the Blue Sky account, where if you guys want to check out this one, then there you go. And Sentinel posts this. Oh, so cute! Look at the chibi head. It's got a big head and little arms. And Sentinel says, and for my final submission this time around, remember Jeff and the land shark I showed you some time ago? Well, here's someone bigger. Meet Devil Dinosaur. He's a big red powerhouse who's smarter than you think. His best friend is a little girl super genius that goes by the name Moon Girl. He's the brawn and she's the brain. Aw, he's so cute. And they even have like a little heart dangling from their collar. Aw, super adorable. I love the artist who did this because the stylization's really cute and the lighting is really nice too. Do we have a link to the artist by chance, Sentinel? And look at those stumpy feet and those adorable claws. I'd adopt them. Yeah, 100% adoptable. %, very huggable unless they scratch you. Then you're doomed. Colin says Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur have their own TV and Marvel hero and are Marvel heroes. Oh, you got it off the Marvel Rivals wiki, so I imagine it's from the series itself. Gotcha. So all is good in that regards. And Srenchi says, I have no luck finding a Sprigatito plush. For realsies? I think if you check around the Pokemon Center website, let me look it up myself. Sprigatito. Sprigatito. Yeah, they're selling several Sprigatitos. Oh my god, is that a loaf? Is that a loaf? Oh, they have a Squishmallow. Do you want to see the Squishmallow? Oh my god. Look at that cat. Or do you want just a normal Sprigatito? Oh, they've got a sitting, they've got a standing, and I think they have a... Oh my god, it's a loaf. It's Loaf Cat. So cute. So cute. Okay. I will send all the ones I can find. Here is Standing Cat, which is this one. There's the standing. La 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 la. Here is the picture for that one. Standing Sprigatito, I will help you. And I will show you what the loaf looks like. Loaf. Oh, that's its butt. Don't look at his butt. Very self-conscious about the butt. There you go, loaf! And then there's a loaf one. All within understandable price ranges. Understandable until you get to the Squishmallow, which will of course be, only 30 bucks. That's not bad. That is not too bad. If I had room for it. If I had room for another Squishmallow, let me tell you, I do not. I have so many plushies, guys. So many plushies. And here's a link for that one. Hope this helps you, Rinty. Apologies for my deviation. Let me continue the show, as planned. This one is from Ender. This Show Me Live, my submissions are all going to be Spec Evo related. The first 3 are from Serena, the planet where birds evolved into everything. And the other 3 will be from Lapis, my favorite Spec Evo series of all time. Now starting with Serena, the Borbs. We've got a lot of Borbs in this picture. We've got some that look like, I think, parakeets. I can't name all the ones that they make me think of. It's a very beautiful picture. Are these plants also like bamboo? The ones in the upper right hand corner are crawling up in a way that reminds me of Scobarrels. Where is chat? I will find you, chat, if it's the last thing I do. But yeah, if there's anything extra you want to share about this world, you are free to do so anytime, Ender King. You are free to do so. And next up, highlights include this bird that decided to return to dinosaur. Well, they're beautiful, but they also have really large spikies kind of running up the side of their... I wouldn't want to say back, but it's kind of running up from their wing? Dude. I'm going to zoom in here just for the sake of analysis. I like it when birds have feathers so long that they almost look like fur. Well, they have spikies on their hind legs too. Ooh, and then they've got these ones, which are much smaller versions. Ooh, they kind of remind me of pterodactyls. I know they're not pterodactyls, but they do look like they're a little bit more on the primal side of things. Interesting beak shape too. Very interesting, very cool. And Ender says, and this species of bird that are officially called, I kid you not, schnuffles. Schnuffles! Oh my god, they're so cute. They got even like little whiskers coming out between the base of their bills and their face. Oh, so adorable. The little schnuffles, they kind of remind me of platypus. They're giving platypus. And I shall put the link source material in the chat. Here we go. Here is the link if you guys want to look more into it. Schnuffles is adorable, Sylphin says. Yeah, I feel it. Schnuffles is very cute. Super adorable. Galactic says, half hour until midnight for me. I should do like Bon and get some meep. Have us all day or night, everyone. Aw, you too. Thanks for dropping in when you could. It was lovely sharing your company. And Sentinel also says, Sprig is the cutest. They are the cutest, love. They really do. No contest about it. I do need more room for my plushies. Here's my next problem. I'm still trying to sort through all of my small to medium-sized plushies on my new desk. I have half a shelf available to my right. I'm looking up at it right now. And most of my bottom shelf, where the base of my computer is practically full of smaller plushies. I've got one that I'm still trying to figure out what to do with. It is a very cute and handmade Kiki's Delivery Service. What is your name? Gigi plush. And then I've got this weird little square, squishy cat thing. I don't know what you're supposed to be, but you're very, very cute. It comes from a series called Squeezimals. That sounds really weird, but I keep it because a memory is tied to it. When I went to a BronyCon, I grabbed this at the airport because it was really cute, and I was a little nervous about going on an airplane, so I decided to grab it. It was a comfort plushie in my time of need. Ah, good times, good times. Hello, Emilio, and welcome to the stream. Just talking about plushies here and there. I've got Christmas presents too. Let me tell you, every year when it's either my birthday or Christmas, my friends shower me with presents, and a good portion of them are plushies. I've got a shiny Eevee plush. I've got a really cute plushie of a fox that I got from a friend, and I remember because we all went to a bookstore that day. I've got keychains here too. Several that I got from Lumi. One that I got, where did I get this one? It's another Gigi plush. I've got a lot of Gigi plushes. And I've got a Moogle too. And I've got, what's this thing? Oh, this came from a purse. I got a lanyard of Kirby. And I attached to it a picture of Skitty that I happened to save. I save a lot of stuff from plushies, and when I got a Skitty plush, I was like, okay, your tag is actually super cute. And I've got a Waldo keychain too. And I've got another plushie of a Togepi in a basket, and that was also a present from Lumi. And I've got a Galarian Ponyta plushie, which also was a present from my friends. My dear, dear friends, who I consider found family. I also have a pink plushie of a bread cat and a brown plushie of a loaf cat. And they are like, it's like a piece of me and a piece of bone, and I keep them together forever. And those go really close to my monitor. I've got a lot of figures here too. I've got Grahatia, I've got, oh, what are these called? They're like acrylic standees, that's what they're called. I've got an acrylic standee of Grahatia, which was also a present. And I've got the Aetherite that you get off of the Skirt Enix, like, website. But I never got the batteries for it. I like having this because it kind of feels like a little checkpoint. And I've got a Fat Cat Bink. Yes, just like the minion, I've got a Fat Cat Bink. What else do I got here? I've got Hololive figures up top. One of Callie, one of Gura, another of Gura, except this time it's Good Smile, a Pekora made by Figma, and an Ina. And I've got another half a shelf to go through until I'm at max capacity. I have so much merchandise, oh my god. I've got 2 figures from the series of Inuyasha to bring over to this land of unfilled space. And Sentinel says, any plushies from friends you don't see anymore? Huh, good question. Well, I haven't seen Lumi in a long time. I miss hanging out with her. Does that count? I don't have any plushies, but I have video games from friends I haven't seen since middle school. I hope they're living good lives now. That's always my wish for those friends. I'll never forget their kindness or generosity. I still have my GameCube game of Animal Crossing, and that was one of my gifts from them. Hold up, let me go check. It's like behind me. I gotta go check articles of the past. Alright, Sylveon. I'm gonna put you down here. This is where you live now. Oh my god! I also still have the GameCube, like, container for, and the disc for Tales of Symphonia, which is a game me and my middle school pals played, like, all the time. We had sleepovers, and my friends would get copious amounts of candy, right? They would get so many candies, and we would load up on sugar and stay up all freaking night long. It was awesome. It was super duper cool. We'd stay up, and I would fall asleep on their bunker bed, and apparently I scared them because they thought they said they heard a bear. And I'm like, what? I don't snore, do I? And they're like, Sohma, you're the only one asleep in the room. Dude, it was so much fun. And even though technically Tales of Symphonia isn't really meant to be played as multiple players, we would all take a character and we'd do our best to beat the bosses that way. Well, if I got a sugar crush, I definitely had a sugar crash. I was a child who didn't really get to eat often, so when I got to spend time with them, it was like, dude, holy crap, there's food here. It was nice to have dino nuggies. I really appreciated my time with them, more so than the food. Let's get that cleared away. I did not love them for their food. I loved them for their time and for their attention and for all the huggies. They were really sweet, and they were my first introduction to anime. So many wonderful memories. I hope they're living their best lives. Okay, sorry. I started to wax on sentimental. I also have the Quest logo from Final Fantasy XIV. I have a really big Quest logo with buttons I can attach to. It was supposed to attach to a purse. It's the same shade of pink as my desk, so I'm thinking about attaching it to my desk somehow, which would be super duper cool, because it's like, if you're gonna do your main story, it takes place at my desk. And Sylvan says, I guess that does explain your love for food. You gotta love the things you didn't grow up with, and just find a newfound appreciation for it. When I met Bon, I was technically malnourished at the time. When he adopted me, he made sure to feed me lots and lots of food. It was wonderful. He showed me like what all kinds of food were like, and we went on many food adventures. Sylvan says, oh yeah, I read that. Cool. And yeah, you can't. What was the word I was looking for there? Oh well, thought gone. Moving on. Next up, got a message from Grey Owl. Grey Owl says, I have been enraptured into a little game called X4 Foundations, and a mod for it that overhauls and replaces all the ship's economy and weapons into that of the Star Wars universe. Here are a few of my favorite screenshots I've taken these past few weeks in my latest save, my starter flagship, my first shuttle, my latest shuffle, and a screenshot taken at the exact moment one of the biggest ships in the game fired its main guns. Man, is this game gorgeous. Alright, let's take a look-see at these. Your screenshots make this space look actually pretty. I'm not saying that space isn't pretty, but it's something I don't really think about all too often. I hope you guys can see this appropriately too. Ooh, the ships are pretty though. I like the little logo. I like how the wings, like, I'm sure when you're like flying in space, these come down. That's cool. Oh, dude, you're about to get blasted. Or you're about to get deleted. Dude, that's sick as heck. There's chat. Oh, sorry about that, Ender King. I went off on a tangent. And Ender King says, my lapis posts were nuked, but I had a jellyfish that acts like a shark, a starfish crab, and a pancake worm, which looks like a mix between a squid and a flounder. Oh, gotcha. But yeah, Sentinel, if I discover any other plushies that I would like to share with the class, I'll make sure to let you guys know. When I was recovering from the hospital, Bon was trying to make our home a little bit more cozy. And then he was like, you have one too many plushies. And I was like, yeah, and? So? Anyways. And he's like, I need to put some of these away. And I'm all like, put them away how? So he vacuum packed a lot of my treasures, and I'm like, excuse you, I gotta restore them from, they're currently in plushie jail, and I gotta excavate them. He put them away. He stored them away, he vacuumed them, and put them away in our closet. I'm like, dude, some of those were presents to you in case you forget. And Sylphin says, so Bon brought home a hungry kitten and fed her rightly. Yes, correct. Man, I'm not gonna lie, I don't know where I'd be today if I never encountered the Bon. Probably not doing so hot, not gonna lie. One cannot simply survive off of $20 a month in this economy. Nope. Nope. It was because of money troubles why I had to invent butter noodles. Butter noodles, because we didn't... The way I say butter, it doesn't sound right. Too much emphasis on the t. On the T. Butter? Butter? But what the butter dog doing? But the butter and the dog dough. What the dog doing with the butter dough? Butter noodles. All that was left sometimes is just leftover food scraps that you had to make other food out of. And so I was like, well, we've got pasta and butter and powdered garlic. Let's just combine all these elements and yatta! We have dinner! Well, I'm not dead, so I'll eat this for now. I made do with what we had. Oh, high school days. And Ender King says, I had some comments about my submission that you seem to have missed. Oh, which ones? You mean about the spec evac for the birds? The borbs? The borbs? I also missed something from Little Bro too. Little Bro said, meanwhile, I have Coron and Turbo Granny watching after me on that top shelf. Good! They have, what's it called? They have the terrain, they have the good view, so no matter what you do, no matter where you go, they've got you within their vision. They're watching. Always watching you, Little Bro. Don't tell Little Bro about the secret cameras installed in the plushies. I'm just kidding. It's a joke. It's a joke. I'd never do something like that. Mr. McGillicuddy says, Soma's losing focus again. No, I'm not. Now back to the messages that I missed from Ender King. So where are these messages? Told me about how the other part of your posts did not make it into today's stream. And And Sentinel says, dude, you need another room for... I need a room dedicated to my plushies. I need a room that is just plushies. And Galactic says, Sylveon is my favorite Pokemon. Dude, I love Sylveon. They're one of my favorites too. Yes, I will agree with you, Under King. Sylveons are transcolored. Heck and yes. Oh, and Mr. McGillicuddy also said, I've never been to a Pride Day parade, but I am a big support of people who want to be who they want. Within, I don't know what you mean about within reason, of course. I don't think there's a wrong way to be who you are. But that's just my take. And Timber Fox Gaming says, I've been working on so many final assignments. My brain is so full of random facts. If you want to share any of those facts, you are more than free to. I'm here for knowledge's sake. And Galactic also says the concert was extremely fun. And Colin says, was it loud? And Galactic says, I lost my voice for a tiny bit. And they had fireworks? Dude, you won that day. You had a grand adventure, and I'm really happy to hear that. Oh, not about the part that you lost your voice, but that you had a really fun time. And honestly, a concert that doesn't make you lose your voice, I mean, can you really say you lived in it and had that much fun if you didn't lose your voice? Scrolling up the chat. I'm trying, Ender King. I'm really, really trying. Ender King says, royal family that quote-unquote kept it in the family, quote-unquote. That was a joke I was going for. Ew, gross! That's a bound chicken, nuh-uh. Nuh-nuh-nuh-uh. Alright, go ahead and post your message one more time because I am clearly not finding it here. Ah, and Ender King says, it's about the wings and also the missing lapis creatures. By that, I mean wait, Mr. McGillicuddy says brain is malfunctioning. By that, I mean being something that doesn't cause harm to others. Well, I agree with you. As long as nothing causes harm to people, then go out there and have your best life. Agreed. But I don't know. How can someone be something that causes harm to others? Like, I can't wrap my mind around that. Otherwise, it just, it borders along the lines of fiction. Like, I'm a nuke. I'm gonna nuke the world with my bombastic features. Look out for my butt. I'm coming down below. Sorry. My brain has a very weird imagination. And Ender King says, I think you went too far up. Yeah, we've been very talkative today, so lots of topics that it's very easy for me to go off track. Okay, Mr. McGillicuddy says, Sohma, I think he meant the comment from the Discord submission. Okay, let me just go back a squishy. I'm backing it up, backing it up. We've got Schnuffles and a bird to return to dinosaur here. And we were talking about the Spec Evo related burbs. The first three are Serena, this burb, and this burb. That's Serena's burbs. Where birds evolved into everything, and the other three from Lapis that unfortunately did not meet the criteria for the Bonbon evaluation series. Now starting with Serena. Okay, what else I miss? Where? Doko. Doko. And Colin says, we all have weird imaginations. Well, the brain is wired in many mysterious ways, right? Ender King says, so the dino bird spikes are the tips of their wings. Oh, the tips of their wings. Let me just scroll back up. So that way we can look at it as you describe it. Those are cool, so they're actually coming out of their wings. Yeah. I see it. This one too, down here. Yeah. You got a spike here, and you got a spike there. That's cool. Do not hug these birds. You might get impaled if you try. That would be very bad. It might even make you cry. wonder, do the spikes help, since spikes are basically bone, do the spikes help with flight in any way? Because, you know, wings are supposed to be, you know, very lightweight so that birds can take off and actually fly. Were these flightless birds? Sylphin says, like hugging a porcupine. Ooh, ouch. That would be a no-go for me. Okay, maybe I might try. I went to hug a random cat when my grandma told me, if you see a cat, don't interact with that cat. Like, it was a baby kitten. I'm like, how am I not gonna try to make friends with that? I see an animal, I make friends with it. And Colin says, I wouldn't want to see those bears angry. Here to that. My child self was kind of as dumb as doornails. Look, when you watch Pokemon as a smalling, you know, you look at it and it's like, oh, Ash Ketchum, #1 hugger of every Pokemon imaginable, gets shocked, gets kicked, gets, you know, every attack imaginable done to this child. And if you can take it, like Ash did, if you can take it, you essentially befriended the Pokemon. That's how what the show taught me as a child. So I was like, if I can take it, if I can jack at this, then I can befriend the creature. I also had a pet goldfish when I was a kid, and I accidentally killed the goldfish. I was like, in my little child brain, I was like, it's called a pet. If I can't pet the goldfish, then why is it called a pet? I just kept petting it, and then it stopped moving, and I was like, oh, I must have did that. And then I learned very quickly that fish are not meant to be touched with bare hands. I didn't pull it out of the water. It wasn't very rough. It just slipped through my fingers lots and over and over and over again. I was like, that's a weird texture. I'm gonna stop doing that. And Ender King said, and I mentioned a jellyfish that acts like a shark, a starfish crab, and the pancake worm, which looks like a cross between squid and flounder. Since we don't have the pictures for that, we'll just have to use our imaginations. And TLDRs about what got nuked from my post. Thanks for understanding. It's to help me not be a big gold scaredy cat, because after encountering the centipede last Sunday, I'm still adjusting. I'm very much still adjusting. Every time I close my eyes, I see Las Plagas jumping at my face. I'm really scared of bugs. I don't think all bugs are bad, but in general, they are very scary creatures. I can't handle them. I don't know how other cats are able to attack them with their paws and eat them and put them in their face and eat them? Aw, heck no. Nah, I'm not part of the food chain. I'm more prey than predator. Mr. McGillicuddy says, I think we already got a large bird in Australia that looks like a kaiju? Kaiju, huh? What's it called? Does it have a name? Is that a mama or a papa? Does he walk alone? Sylphin says, admittedly, I like moths and bees. Dude, I want to like bees so bad, but first there was the incident where I peed on a bee. I felt genuinely guilty, but I mean, I was using the toilet like all the humans do. Just a normal everyday day. I sat my butt. Look, when the floodgates open, you can't just stop. But I heard a bzzz as I was going, and I was like, that's new. Okay, sorry to whatever is bearing whatever I'm doing. Oh God, that poor creature. I'm just glad it didn't sting my butt. Could have been a bee. It could have been a wasp. And I'll never know. I'll never know. I'm scared. I'm always scared to use the bathroom because of that incident. And now I have the centipede incident to add to the list. I'm just scared to use the bathroom in general. Sometimes I'll ask Spawn, hey buddy, hey sweetie, can you please do a recon mission and go to the bathroom first? Can you go to the bathroom first and tell me if there were any bugs there? Tell me it was safe. Tell me it's safe. I have a very full bladder and I gotta go. I gotta go, man. I gotta go. So I like bees, but I don't like it when they're in the toilet. I like bees, but not when they're in the swimming pool. Wasps, they're a little mean. I like ants, as long as they don't bite. Never had any problem with ants. I like ladybugs, and I like roly-polies. I like those creatures. They're very passive. They're not aggressive and they don't hurt you. Nor do they ever come after you, either. Mr. McGillicuddy says, that bird is called a cassowary. Wait, there was an enemy type in Chrono Cross called the cassowary. Let me know if there's another way to pronounce that. Cassowary. Spell that wrong, hold on. Cassowary. It's a yellow bird. No, it's not. Oh, it looks like a very angry turkey. It looks like turkey's revenge. No, Thanksgiving revenge. Oh, Lord. They've got really big brown eyes, though. Yeah, they look like Thanksgiving's revenge. Those are very big legs. They got them thick legs. You know, I've never eaten chicken sweet, but I know that some people eat chicken sweet. Ugh. Eating anything sweet is kinda... Oh my god, the baby cassowary is so cute. Here, let me share this because it's adorable. Baby cassowary. Look at the baby. Let me just scroll down real quick and then we'll go back up. Baby cassowary. You guys want to see the mommy? Here's their big old face. Let me grab that picture. Here's their big old face with their big brown eyes. Very cute. They look like they're gonna peck you. And then there's this picture I found on the internet. Copy image. They look like they could really kick you with those legs. I imagine it would not be pleasant to get kicked by those feet. They look like they do not wish to be trifled with. Do not make them angry. Mr. McGillicuddy says, well, more Pars does call it a kaiju turkey. That makes a lot of sense, especially after seeing the pictures of them. Yeah, no, I totally get you. I totally get you. Scrolling and scrolling, and now we're back at Grey Owl with super duper space pictures. Thank you so much for sharing. Okay, sorry, I ran out of syllables. Thank you for sharing these. Don't get deleted. Next up, we've got a message from Mr. McGillicuddy. Here's an image of 2 new warframes that were added. Sirius and Orion. Why so serious and why so onion? They are both one in the same being. I won't go too deep into details for spoiler reasons, but they are the result of different paths. Dude, that's cool. Different paths, same person. But they're totally different colors here. Let me see if I can zoom in for y'all. We've got Greenie. Okay, is Greenie the onion? Or is Red Onion? Orion, I'm sorry, Orion? This is how my brain learns and memorizes things. I always slap on some goofy little attribute to something, and then it sticks better. That's how I got through college. And Colin says they look like a Green Lantern and a Red Lantern from the DC comics. I can see why you would say that. Let me see if I can just zoom out a little bit. Nope, I can't. Maybe OBS. OBS, help me out here, bud. Maybe I can go up a little. Yeah, now you guys can see it in full. That's a little better when I'm zoomed in and versus zoomed out. It's not perfect, but it is an improvement. And Mr. McGillicuddy says Sirius is the green one and Orion is the red one. Orion looks like they were ready for war, but that's just my take. Fire and nature is the energies they're giving. I see no leaf, though. Just got green rocks on his shoulders. His outfit kind of looks like a leaf, but not too much. Pretty neat, pretty cool. I like how the armor is designed around the characters. It just has this otherworldly feeling to it. Alright, everyone, doing a hydration check. Let me see how this looks now that I zoomed out. Yeah, looks good. Okay, cool. Let me just scroll to the next one, and I'm gonna drink some water. We've got Mega Man Post. Let's go. Little sippies here and there, always good for ya. You don't gotta gulp down tons of water if you're consistently drinking it throughout the day. Colin says this here is First Armor X, the very first armor in the X series. What each part does are foot parts give you dash. Well, there's a foot right there. Foot, big foot. So the bigger the foot, the faster you go, I imagine. Body, halves damage, very good. It's like body armor. Arm parts, a powerful charge shot can charge special weapons. So it's like arms give you special abilities for attacks. Head parts can break certain blocks. Well, that's using your head. That looks so cool. I like it. I like it a lot. Now it's hard to see this piece. Let me see if I can just do this for y'all. There you go. Now you can see his face. Mr. McGillicuddy says not Orion, it's Orion. R-A-I is usually Rai. Like, Raiko and Sweet... Wait, how do you guys say Raiko and Suicune? I'm thinking like Orion, like the... Yeah, like the constellation. Wait, how do you guys say Orion, like the constellation? How does one spell Orion? I've got Webster's Merriam-Webster's dictionary, like, pulled up. And let me just go to OBS so y'all can hear it too. Wait, let me get my headphones on. It's nice not to have to wear headphones for a long period of time. Orion, the constellation. Okay, yeah, no, it is spelled like that. Just making sure I'm getting the spelling right here. Chaka. And so I can hear with all of you, I'm gonna grab my headphones too. Okay. Orion. Latin generative or Orionis, a constellation of the equator east of Taurus, represented on charts by the figure of a hunter with belt and sword.
Orion.
Orion. Who's this Ryan?
Orion.
Huh. Overall, it sounds okay, but instead of O, it's like ah. Ah. Orion. Okay. I learned something new. You guys heard it. If you need me to do it again, just let me know. I have so many Sprigatito like tabs. Oh my god. If I was saying it like that, Mr. McGillicuddy, I would be saying Orion. Like Oreo. Maybe I just want Oreos. Guys have any Oreos? I like Oreos. It's Orion, according to the Webster's Dictionary. Not Google, because Google sucks now. And Sylvan says, I always pronounced it as O-ri-on. Apparently I was wrong. It's okay, I was wrong too. I was saying it the way you said it, Sylvan, but apparently it's Orion. We're very close, you and I. We're very, very close. But this world isn't built on perfection, and that's okay. Alright, now what? Okay, let's continue the show. So anything else that you would like to add to this post? Who posted this? Let me double check. to this post, Colin? Yes, Colin. How does this look in OBS? Not too bad. I'll leave it there for like that for now. Wait, no I won't. Because I want our sparkles to still show. I'll post this up like this. Today we're doing one whole heckin' learn. The more y'all try to correct me, the more y'all look like the Scoot's glasses up, actually kind of person, like grammar this, technicality that. I didn't say what you said about the first armor. I read all of this, like right up here. If you mean in chat, I might have missed that. My apologies. Sylvan says, you got the running shoes, and he never took them off. I don't think they ever do take off their running shoes. They would not do well in certain households, that's for sure. Okay, I scrolled up to where we're talking about not hugging porcupines. And not want to see those birds angry. And Mr. McGillicuddy says, also for Sirius and Orion, they are deeply tied to an old foe in the Warframe universe. Interesting. So everything is technically connected together. When stories do stuff like that, it is wildly fascinating, you know? Okay, it's in chat. Alright, Colin says, what I didn't mention because I was at the character limit is when you fully charge the Buster, you can fire a spiraling pink. It's pink? A spiraling pink shot. Nice! Nice. Highly approve out of 10. And Mr. McGillicuddy says, one of these days, I'll get you playing for Warframe. You might get close, but if you keep correcting me on all the pronunciations left and right, try again. Good luck with that. Also, I get motion sickness like crazy. If it's about the player experience, if half the time I'm trying not to throw up, it's gonna be really hard to get me to continue my adventure. Because I want to have fun too, you know. Alright, next up, we have a post from Mr. McGillicuddy where it says, here's a character from another mobile game I play called, quote, Watcher of Realms, end quote. When they did a crossover event, Count Dracula himself, despite being inactive until you use his ultimate, he is very powerful if built right. However, he does drain the health of nearby allies. So he doesn't discriminate. He's kind of like a enemy of my enemy kind of guy. So he isn't good to use with the enemies that use AoE damage. I can imagine that would be quite troublesome if you used him. Because it's like, sneaky damage is sneaky. Now I'll zoom into that. If you guys can see it, then awesome. Hopefully this is good. And Mr. McGillicuddy says, there are ways you can put this setting to help with motion sickness. Oh, I see. So they've got anti-motion sickness settings. Some video games are now incorporating that as a setting feature. Setting to on and setting to off. And Colin says, he looks different from the Dracula in Castlevania. Well, everybody's got their own interpretations of what Mr. Count Dracula may look like. Vampire, Dravanian outfit. Oh, he always has to have like a really dramatic cape, right? The black and red is, you know, a fan favorite. And Mr. McGillicuddy says also the game is much like a tower defense game with different units. You know, there's not many games I have played as with tower defense mechanics. So I may struggle a little bit at the beginning. Just a little. Also, for someone with some level of ADHD, I can imagine that would work against me. Or could work towards success. Depending on how that goes, I imagine you understand. Itchy. Sometimes I swear, when I scratch around where the incision is, I can still feel some of the stitches. But I don't know. Colin says, I take it he's a high-risk, high-reward character. I mean, having constant dot damage on enemies is very good, but it's also dot damage to yourself. So it's like, you gotta use them, but use them wisely. Use him full well knowing where you want to place your characters, because if he's standing where the enemy's standing, he's good. But if you have to have characters standing at the enemy, like close to the enemies, beware, be mindful, or else you're deady spaghetti. Alright, let me go see what else we got. Ooh, and he's got the ladies. The ladies look like succubus. Got all kinds of things going on. And next up from Colin, we have a post that says, here's a skill art from Sword Art Online Integral Factor, flying over obstacles Koharu. It's wind blunt elements and the skill name is Vortex Fisher, but I mostly call it Sonic Riders Koharu because it looks like she has an extreme gear and would fit right in Sonic Riders. I love her design! The artwork here is very pretty. I adore the skateboard. The circles is like for hoverboard features, I imagine. The foreshortening, the cap, the drip. Oh, and the art style is so cool. Kind of reminds me of something Bon would draw in the past. Like similar art style when it comes to foreshortening. Very cool stuff. I need to bring Bon to the art field. He's still got that magic touch, and Koharu looks very cool. Want to tell me a little bit more about her? She looks like she'd be a speedy character, is that right? And Colin says, if Koharu was in Sonic Riders, she would probably be a speed type with her gear. That's the energy I'm feeling off of this picture too. For realsies. Very cool design, and also, when one wishes for speed, one wears shorts. She looks like she's a short stack with short shorts and other interesting features. She looks like she was designed to be speedy. I mean, we've got all the wind-aspected action lines. And Colin says, you wouldn't believe how many skills she has in game. It would be too much to count. In a good way, or in a this is too much to read for my attention span kind of way. Selfin says, as a lover of running, shorts are indeed for speed. Hey, you get it. You get what I'm putting down. I appreciate that. I know what I said sounded like I was going somewhere with it, but like brain just kind of like trailed off, and then I was left in the void. And it turns out I wasn't technically going anywhere, just TLDR, she looks like by design that she looks like she's for speed. Oh my god, and let's just talk about her leggings. Oh my god, and she's wearing boots, and they're pink. Oh my god. It's cool. I am so totally down with this character design. Like, it just makes me happy. When there's good character design, it deserves to be appreciated. And there is a follow-up message with a follow-up picture. Just recently, Sega has confirmed a second season of DLC for Sonic Racing Crosswords. Two that were just confirmed are Godzilla and Evangelion. Did I read that right? Sonic Racing... Oh, Crosswords? Did you mean Crosswords or Crossworlds? Because ain't no way y'all are out here talking about crossword puzzles. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. You meant Cross Worlds, I think. Because y'all like to talk about crossover events. Aha, there it is. Cross Worlds. Alright, cool, Grandpa. The autocorrect strikes again. You hate it when that happens. We all hate it when that happens. But I am a typo connoisseur, so sometimes it's appreciated. Two that were just confirmed are Godzilla and Evangelion. Okay, so Crossworlds. Sonic Racing. Okay, I've never played Sonic Racing, but I've heard that it is a fan favorite amongst people. Wait, isn't also Miku in this game? Correct me if I'm wrong. Well, it will be a surprise when they are this. Okay, look at the size of these creatures, kaiju. Isn't that a little bit cheating? Isn't it a little cheaty? When their size alone is like how much of the racing track? Like, realistically, this is not fair. I think I've seen footage, leaked footage of the Evangelion one. Yes, Miku is in Sonic Racing Crossroads. Cool! Watch, I just play for that and that alone. I could do that! It's tempting. It's very tempting. Dude, that's cheating, having to, not fight, race. Okay, first, you're trying to catch up with the giant kaijus, and then next you are no longer racing. You are actively running away from it. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. Colin says, those are track hazards. The actual characters for the Evangelion DLC are Rei and Asuka, but no clue who the Godzilla characters will be. I have fun facts about Asuka that are not so fun, and I will not be sharing them, but when I hear that name, I am reminded that certain cutscenes required certain things of the voice actors that it shouldn't have come to, but they did it to try to really get into the characters of that moment. Nope, that really is not the way. There are other ways. It didn't have to come to that. Ay, 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 ay. If you know, you know. I'll just leave it there. You know, sometimes you spend too much time on the internet and you're like, okay, that's enough internet for today. And Colin says, also Rei and Sage have the same English and Japanese voice actors. How often does that happen, huh? Not enough. Not enough, not enough. Ryan Bartley in English and Megumi Hayashibara in Japanese. Hopefully I said that last name correctly. My apologies if I butchered that. Hopefully I didn't. That's cool though. Now that is a fun fact. Next up, we have... Oh, Mr. McGillicuddy says, here is a 3D print I've done of Toothless from How to Train Your Dragon. Please keep us updated on your 3D print of Toothless. Very cute creature. Very cute creature. Head pat for creature. It came out very cute. Very good. I also like that you were able to get the tail difference done here between natural tail and the one that Hiccup made for him. Good, Toothless. We love Toothless. So, good baby. Was it easy to do? Difficult? How much time did you spend on that? And Colin says the official release dates are yet to be announced. Just like how I'm waiting on official date release for not Code, but just Veronica. I'm stretching. I can't stop it once it starts. Okay, now I'm just a little bit more tired. And a tiny bit dizzy. And Colin says, that's actually well made. Very impressive. I know, right? And Mr. McGillicuddy says, it took me 2 attempts to get it right. That's not bad. That is very impressive. Well done. Good work. And next up, we have a post from Mr. McGillicuddy as well. It says, here is a screenshot of the mount you can earn from doing Blue Mage content in Final Fantasy XIV, the Moorball. He was a real pain to get, as you had to do the complete bind coil of Bahamut and the Alexander Savage raids with a full blue... How do you get a full Blue Mage group? How the heck? Synced and no echo to help. It was a nightmare. It wasn't as nightmarish as this creature is. Ugh, the Moorball. Didn't remember to salivate because and his tendrils are wrapped around you. This is a kidnapping. Blue Mage, you are in some deep doo-doo. Nice. Hey, you're in the residential district for... Let me see if I can guess this right. It looks like Limsa Lominsa. I think it'd be more green if it was Gridania. I'm guessing you're in the Limsa Lominsa residence area. Do you have a house? Maybe I'll give it a look, see if you would like me to know. Sorry about that, Mr. McGillicuddy. It's hard to keep up while alt tabbing between the Discord and OBS and my brain cell. Don't forget the brain cell. And Mr. McGillicuddy says, yeah, it's where my FC's house is. Nice. You're part of an FC? That's cool. That's cool. What's the name, if you don't mind sharing? Go ahead and advertise for your FC. Now's your opportunity. Someone says he is all mouth and must scream. Yeah, I imagine. Like, if you were like 80% like just that, why wouldn't you scream? Especially with the bad breath ability. And that's like one of the abilities you have on your keyboard, right? On the 1 key? I use a controller for Final Fantasy XIV, and I really appreciate it. When I picked up Final Fantasy XIV for the first time, I started out as a Lalafell. And now that I've been working on an alt for the first time, because I wanted to reconnect with the story, going all the way from A Realm Reborn back up because I wanted to refresh every little thing. Every little thing. And I'm picking up stuff I never picked up before. Like, insert spoiler here. As I'm going through Heavensward, I never realized about this line that Count Edmund said about Holsterfon to Sir Aymeric. About, I see my son Holsterfon in you. Please take care. And I was like, oh my god, that is so sincere. That is so sincere and very sweet and also heartbreaking all at the same time. When I read that line, my heart just went, The vault is not the only place that makes me, and then the ending of Heavensward, the final steps of faith, and the really cool cutscene where 2 dragons go ham at each other. Brothers in arms. And then the sudden twist where it's like, I hath bequeathed unto you mine eye. And I'm like, what the? Then the music kicks in, and then you feel all the emotions, and then you're stuck waiting for a trail cue, which really sucks. Because I'm already, my emotional capacity is like at maximum, right? The music kicks in, the feelings kick in. If the cutscene didn't already do that, I'm like half crying over here. And then I've waited for an hour to get into this trial. Come on already. Bond's like, it's 2 a.m. Sohma. And I'm like, I started the queue at 1 a.m. Come on. I want to play the game. Mr. McGillicuddy says, I'm not the FC leader, I'm just a part of it. That's cool. That is still very awesome that you're able to become one with your FC. Do you have fun with your members, or are you able to... Oh, were you able to do the Blue Mage stuff together with your FC? That would be definitely useful. Bon and I have an FC together, but... mostly because we wanted to... wait. No, I forget the reason. We mostly play the game, like, you know, for our own personal reasons. Because Final Fantasy XIV is a very personal experience. For those who know, you know. And Mr. McGillicuddy says, no, there is a Discord server for the Blue Mage stuff. Fair. Because not everybody is ready and raring to go for Blue Mage stuff. Because you gotta go out into the world. You gotta go find the right monster, and with the help of a guide of some sort, you try very hard not to die, and then you try your best to learn whatever that monster skill is, and not die. Me and Bon dabbled a little bit in that, but then life, ADHD kicked in, and then, once again, I forgot about whatever it was I was doing. Usually what happens is another video game comes out, and I'm like, ooh, shiny new game, and then I end up playing that game. and then I forget about whatever I was doing. Again, and again, and again, and the cycle continues until I feel ready to pick up a game again. I remember when I was going through, like, the main story as it was collectively coming out, like when Endbringers came out, then there was Shadowbringers, and then there was, Shadowbringers and Walker. God, I'm doing that again. I'm mixing the titles together. And Walker. And when I did Endwalker, I was like, man, this game would have really helped if I was struggling with life. And at the time, I was not struggling with life. And now that I am going through my own, everybody's going through something, right? Now that I'm going through my own hubbub, I'm just like, I could really use this game at this time, so now I'm doing it all over again. This game has a very special place in my heart. I'm gonna do it all over again. Although, I'm not gonna lie, it's unfortunate that I won't have every mount and minion that my main character does. And now I'm playing a pink Makote. I like her very much. I'll remember that there are special discords dedicated to blue mages, though. That is good to know it exists. I'm sure that with enough do on my keyboard, I should be able to figure out where they exist. With the power of a search engine. And Sylphin says, I could never settle on a job in that game. I needed help landing on something. That's fair. Did anything eventually stick for you? Tell me more. Whenever it comes to feeling immersed in, like, main stories, well, in the main story quests, right? I like to pick up a new class because then the game feels a little more fresh. When I got back into my alt, I was like, okay, I played Dancer before. Let me relearn how to play Dancer, and I took to it way too easily. I'm like, I want a challenge. Okay, let me do what I did for A Realm Reborn and try out Summoner. And let me tell you, Summoner changed drastically over time. We don't use poison anymore. And when you play the game, when you play Summoner again, like, the transition between summons, Titan and Garuda summons allow you to do single and AoEs, and they're both instant casts with different cooldown timers. That is a game changer when you need to dodge this AoE, or move over here, or run over to the stack marker. That's a game changer. And also Dreadworm Trance, doing my class quests really helps, especially early on. I remember the first time I ever tried fighting Raubon. I lose-did that fight. I lose-did it, and I was a summoner at that time too. I didn't adjust as well as I do now. Weirdly enough, I think I play summoner better nowadays than I did a long time ago. It's a little weird when I think about it. Wouldn't the inverse make more sense? Oh well, as long as I can improve on my capabilities, and I'm happy about that. So yeah, I fought Raubon, I did Dreadworm Trance, and I used the special, what's that skill called? It's like a blast combo that you use with Dreadworm Trance, and then you do single attacks or AoEs depending on your situation, and you just keep blasting. It's the kind of attack. And Sylphin says, unfortunately no, I tried all the available classes and whatnot on the free trial, and nothing stuck. I tried Summoner at first because it was the hard one, but was changed to be really easy. Yeah, it changed a lot. It changed a lot more, and I would say that the learning curve for it is way nicer than how it used to play. It was difficult before because the rotations were very strict. Let's see. Since it was the free trial, what classes were available to you, I wonder? Were you able to try out any tank or healer classes? Because those are really challenging and anxiety-inducing, so as long as you're not relying on the duty support. If you're not relying on the duty support, then you should have your adrenaline pumping a little bit more. Then you have to deal with other players, and not all other players handle new players very nicely. Not everybody is super nice or understanding, but there are a lot of cool people in the Final Fantasy XIV community. A couple bad eggs doesn't have to ruin the entirety of the community, if that makes sense. Dude, I remember when I came back to this game, I ended up in a trial where a healer and a tank got into an argument by the end of the trial, and I was like, we won though. Why are they arguing? Ooh, a fight? Here, let me bust out the popcorn. And I was just listening because one of them got mad. The tank got angry that the healer used rescue on them. And I'm all like, I failed a mechanic where Nabriales tried to... There's the first mechanic where you rotate the balls between the light balls and the dark balls. You're supposed to ram your body into those before they reach Nabriales. And I'm like, okay, I remember that. Chat at the time mentioned balls, and I was like, okay, balls, on it. I'm on those balls. So that part was fine. But then there's a part of the fight where you get sucked into a vortex and delivered into this white room, and I'm like, okay, what am I supposed to do? You've got these like stack circles where some meteors are falling from the sky into those stack markers, so instinctively I went into this. I was like, wait, is that a tank mech, not a DPS mech? And I forgot. And I was like, wait, aren't I supposed to be DPSing something right about now? But what? And before I could put two and two together, everyone else already finished the mechanic, and it's like, okay, crisis averted. I'll learn how to do this properly in the future. Oh my god, you do Dark Knight, Mr. McGillicuddy? That is so cool. It's so edgy. I love Dark Knight for its aesthetic and for its story. I love it when a class gets a good story. Summoner's story it's alright. It's not bad, it's not great. It's pretty mid. But you get to hang out with Y'shtola's sister, Yamhicha. So for that part, I am partially inclined to enjoy it. How do you guys say Y'shtola's name? I've heard the main cast say Y'shtola, and I'm like, oh my god, why do you say Y'shtola? This is early voice acting, so I'm like, maybe it changes when I get to Stormblood or when I get to Shadowbringers. I'm curious how they say Y'shtola's name. I like to say Y'shtola, just because it makes the most sense in my head. Y'shtola is like, yas, girl, slay. And I'm like, It's so weird. Sylvan says, I tried Paladin and the one with the axe, as well as, oh, you tried a Warrior. That's also... It seems that you seem to enjoy the tanks most often, and as well as Scholar and White Mage. Dragoon's fun if you can get it right, because positionals are so important, and if the tank of that group doesn't know how to keep the boss still, well, there goes all your DPS, and there goes your damage right down the toilet. And Summoner too, obviously. Bard's pretty fun if you want to play long range classes. Bard's pretty cool. If you like flashy and sparkly damage, Dancer is something I'd recommend. Some people would argue, Dancer's so easy, and I'm not gonna lie. To me, Dancer is relatively simple. If you can see on your keyboard or your button layout where your combos are, your singles that go into their other singles, which goes into the other singles, as long as you can figure out where that is and how to combo into the next, into the next, and into the next, you're solid. You're doing a lot of good DPS, and all lower level dungeons are gonna be a breeze because you get AoE attacks very early on. You get to spin. If all you want to do is spin to win, then Dancer's your class, and you get to look fabulous while doing it too. And Colin says, the reason why I don't play healer or tank is because I prefer to try to be a mix of multiple things just to adapt to the situation. I mean, if you play warrior, you can be both a tank and a healer. You can just heal yourself as warrior. There's a reason that there are about a bajillion memes about that. It's because it's true. On my main character, I played every single class and completed every single class. And I got an Amaro mount to prove it. I wanted the Amuro mount very quickly. Bon held out and waited for me to catch up to him because he wanted us to get it together at the same time. He's such a sweetheart like that. He was very close to reaching that milestone way before me. As long as you're having fun, Colin, that's the most important. Sylphin says, I'll check Dancer out if I can. Should I find myself playing FF14 again then? Don't force it on my account, but if you get the chance, I highly recommend it. I think you just have to get to, what was it, level 60? On one of your characters? And I think you pick up Dancer from Limsa Lominsa somewhere. Although the otter event that leads to the gold saucer might be a problem because the Dancer class quest line requires you to talk to an NPC that the event is currently on top of right now, like physically on top of. And I'm like, I don't think the game devs accounted for this. So strange. Cool parts about Dancer. You have a move called Dance Partner. You select someone in your party, ideally the DPS, and y'all both get a damage boost. And also, you get a healing move that you share with your dance partner, and you also have a move that gives a defense boost to your entire party. And Mr. McGillicuddy says, to repeat the comment, I'm based on the Genova server if you want to visit the FC house. Cool, double thumbs up. Very cool. Genova. I might be able to visit you on my potato character. Dancer has a very powerful, I call it the Boosh, the Mighty Boosh. It's not called that, but they have a very powerful move that acts as an AoE where you do multiple combo sequences of buttons, and you do a big twirl and everything takes massive damage. Bosses too. You also have another move that gives it even more DPS bonus damage. There's a lot of buffs you have as this class, which is pretty crazy. You are lit. Dancers are fun, but they are also fabulous. Exactly, Mr. McGillicuddy. If we have different worlds or different servers, you can just hop on over if you want. And I can do the same. Yes. Guys, would it be cool if I took a moment to use the bathroom? Nature's calling me, but you know what happens when I use the bathroom? I lose the brain cell. I gotta go. I'll be right back. Thank you guys for your patience. BRB, I gotta pee. Let me check something real quick. What did I pick up? I picked up automatic pistol chips and I only got 2 of them. Why are they chips? Chips. That's a lot of chips. Chips. So, how are those gun chips treating you? Well, so far they're pretty tasty. Chuckle says, also Sohma, do you still have the game open? I am begging you to open your inventory and reread gun chip. Sure. Automatic pistol clips. Oh, I called it chip! Get in my belly. She wouldn't be mad. She's mad. Yo! My victory was almost assured. You can't tell me what to do. I'm a cat. I eat! Ah, I was so close! Let me go! Viva la cat revolution! You suck! Uh-huh. No! I will have the fish! I will eat it all in one gulp! Mission accomplished. I don't know what that is, and I don't like it, but I very much need food. Okay, I got the last thing. We go now. Oh, I don't think we're gonna make it. There's no way! There is no way! There's no way! Yes! We made it! Let me check something real quick. What did I pick up? I picked up automatic pistol chips and I only got 2 of them. Why are they chips? Chips. That's a lot of chips. Chips. So, how are those gun chips treating you? Well, so far they're pretty tasty. Chuckle says, also Sohma, do you still have the game open? I am begging you to open your inventory and reread gun chip. Sure. Automatic pistol clips. Oh, I called it chip! Get in my belly. She wouldn't be mad. She's mad. Yo! My victory was almost assured. You can't tell me what to do. I'm a cat. I eat! Ah, I was so close. Let me go! Viva la cat revolution! You suck! Uh-huh. No! I will have the fish! I will eat it all in one gulp! Mission accomplished. I don't know what that is, and I don't like it, but I very much need food. Okay, I got the last thing. We go now. Oh, I don't think we're gonna make it. There's no way! There is no way! There's no way! Yes! We made it! And I am back. Sorry for the wait, my friends. My apologies, but thank you for your patience as I help myself give me time to relieve myself. Yes. Also, if you want to suffer with a difficult class, here's one I thought of as I was doing my business. If you really want to suffer, go play Black Mage. It's not fun, is my take on it. It is just not fun at all. I would say Blue Mage is more fun than Black Mage, and that's saying a lot. Thanks for the welcome backs. Let me just get on to the next picture. Warble! Nightmare creature! Yeah. Next up, we have a post from Colin that says, now here's a uniquely extreme gear, the Magic Carpet, said to be a prototype gear as stated by Wave in Sonic Riders, as it's made from the same materials, but everyone but Eggman can use, and it's a flying type gear that can fly through the air. You know, given how pixelated and square this was, like it fit perfectly in a square, I was gonna say, is this a Final Fantasy XIV mount? Everyone but, are you saying like Eggman can't use it because he doesn't fit? It's a flying type gear that can fly through the air. It's cool. I want to see it in action. I want to see this flying carpet in action. What does it look like when a character actually uses it, I wonder? Let me make sure I'm keeping in tow with chat before I keep going. And Mr. McGillicuddy says, there have been a lot of changes with Black Mage. Really? Enough to say that it's not so terrible? And Sylvan says, good to know that extreme gear is made well with woven fabric. Have you tried out any of the crafting classes? It's a good way to just kill some time, not your brain cells. You gotta think at least a little bit when you're doing the crafting classes. And plus there are dailies to turn in with those classes. It's like free experience too. And Mr. McGillicuddy says, I think that's from Sonic Riders, not FF14. You'd be correct if we're talking about this one. It made me think it was just because of the sprite art, because this looks like sprite artwork. I want to see a character right in. Tell me more. And Sylvan says, I'm about level 55 in every crafting class. 35 is my highest combat class. I take it as a cry for help. Oh no. My poor friend. That's okay, Sylvan. It's okay. It's not a cry for help. But it's you doing your best to have a good time. That's the way I take it. Did you know, Bond told me that the new level cap is level 100. I wonder if you get anything special for getting every class to level 100. Wonder if there's a special unlock for that. Any new mounts? No telling me, okay? It's a spoiler. I want to keep it a surprise for myself. But I can't help but wonder, and I tend to think out loud most of the time. And Mr. McGillicuddy says, my crafting and gathering are level 100, with most of my combat jobs being at level 97. Not bad, not bad. I've got a lot of catching up to do, especially since I haven't played this game since Endwalkers, yes. I'm always double checking on the name because I know I have a tendency to mix the two between Shadowbringers and Endwalker. There is a special amount for getting to level 100. Okay, cool. I look forward to it. I look forward to the surprise. And Colin says, for context, Eggman can only use the bike extreme gears in Sonic Riders games. Ah, so he's set by limitations. Poor Eggman. Oh, ow. But I know he's the bad guy. But sometimes it's hard not to sympathize with the bad guy from time to time. Neo Cortex does not get my sympathy. Nope. Okay, then I'll go down one and check out what's over here. Next up, Mr. McGillicuddy posted, here is another character from Watcher of Realms. He looks like the Joker. This is Hex, someone who is considered to be very OP in the game against big bosses. Well, he does look like he's doing a Joker cosplay. That's mainly because he was raised in a traveling circus. Ah, so he's wearing traditional circus, like, he's got the paint, he's got the hair, because, like, if any of y'all been to a Spirit City, you know this is kind of like the basic pack of Halloween custom wear. Let me zoom in if you guys can see. Got a big old smile, red lipstick, and the black sparkly stars on his around the eyes. I do like his attire though. Like these stone looking pieces, just the arc of them just looks really good. You know, one of the things that I love a lot about glamours in Final Fantasy XIV is, sorry, I know I keep defaulting to that, is glamour. Fashion, for me, always first. Always, always first. I know that's supposed to be the end game, but if I want immersion, I gotta dress it up. I gotta dress it up. And I can't help but notice that there's a character over here with pink hair. Pink creature! Everything is a creature if you tilt your head slightly and look at it just a little bit differently. And Haruka says some of my recent LEGO builds and officially hitting 50 total LEGO Speed Champion sets build. Wow, that is a lot of LEGO compilations. Those are a lot of projects put together. I commend you for coming this far. And also, give me a sec real quick, Haruka. Let me just double check I'm not missing anything in chat. And Haruka said, made it back just in time before the stream ended. Yep, we are soon to wrap up, but I just want to make sure I'm not missing anything that the chat has said. Oh, I missed the message on how to unlock the magic carpet. My apologies. Colin, let me see if I can scroll up just a squishy here. Scrolly, 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 scrolly. Okay, was it before or after I went to go do my biz? And Colin says about this one, looks like if the Joker learned how to do magic. Correct! I see that too, Colin. Anything else I miss? Talk to me, guys, talk to me. You might be surprised, Mr. McGillicuddy, but the name of my characters is not that different from my VTuber name. Sohma Satori. Mr. McGillicuddy says, also the reason Hex has cards is because his parents were diviners or diviners? Diviners, right? Always making sure I'm saying these things correctly. Alright, I'm gonna keep moving and grooving and moving, grooving. If I catch any of your messages, I will always scroll back up to catch y'all back to speed. To continue where I left off here. So 50 LEGO Speed Champion set built. That is a milestone. You should celebrate. And probably are some of my favorite sets ever to be released for many reasons. I especially love the unicorn because it looks like, I love that name, because it belonged to someone who I looked up and oh my god, you got role models that you look up to. And the fact that it's tied to your Legos, that's so cool. That I looked up to. The stunt film that was with this car was featured in one of the main reasons why I became heavily invested in the automotive industry and car culture. Although I wish there was additional parts to do a V2 conversion, the designers did absolute justice with the minifigs and the car honoring his legacy. Aww, that is so sweet and sentimental. I love that, Haruka. This one's pretty cool. The bright orange and the side decal paint, very cool. I like that you even have a fig driving it. That's awesome, Haruka. I'll let this sit here for a proper viewing. I'm gonna try not to ow, my back. Give me a sec. I've heard that like some people have broken ribs when sneezing. I hope that won't be me. Yeah. Pain is me. Okay. I think I can ignore it. And Colin says it was after Mr. McGillicuddy's message about Final Fantasy XIV. I think we have a lot of messages about Final Fantasy XIV, so that is a little bit more difficult to distinguish. Oh, right! Colin said for context, Eggman can only use Bike Extreme's gears in Sonic Rider games. Is that the message? Aw, thank you for the blessings, Haruka. Same with you, Sylvan. Thank you, guys. And Mr. McGillicuddy says, another thing, if you look close to Hex's other hand, you can see a transparent transparent bow there. But it's transparent! It doesn't want to get found. Colin says a little before. A little before. There's a wall of text talking about Final Fantasy XIV. You're gonna have to be a little more specific. Feel free to throw it in chat one more time. Like nowish. Speak now if forever hold your missing message to the grave. Then next up we've got another p-shirt here. Ooh, this one is very red and very pretty. Ooh, and you've got all the decals here too. I don't know what any of this means except for this one. This one's the Shell Gasoline Station logo. That's the only one I recognize. Ooh, what does the 51 mean? Oh, there's a signature on the back piece here. There's probably a lot of references that I might be missing, so I do apologize. Oh, the 51 is over here too. And the last one is here. Ooh, this one feels a lot more like armory. Like, armory's not a word, but it looks like it's built to, like, it can take a hit. Like, if you ram this into something, whatever it hit will probably not survive. I also noticed this has got the horsey. What is the horsey logo for? Yeah, if this hit another car, the other car would not survive. For sure, for sure. When a car looks like it's built like a tank, it probably is a tank. That's my interpretation, because I'll be honest with y'all, I don't know much about cars, but I can still respect their aesthetics. Oh, this one's the Hoonigan. I see the logo right there, and it's down here too. It looks cool as heck, if I'm being honest here. And Colin says, here, I'll type it out again. To unlock the magic carpet, you need to clear both Hero Story and Babylon Story in story mode. Once you do, you can use the magic carpet in free race. Cool! Very cool. Well, now you guys know how to get that magic carpet if you really want it. Just a point of advice. If you want to make sure I see the info that you want me to see, especially for the Show Me Lives, make sure to type it out in the Show Me Live chat. I always read those. And Mr. McGillicuddy says, also, some of the heroes from Watcher of Realms are based on the figures from Chinese myth and legends, including the Monkey King Wukong. Oh, wow. There are references upon references upon references. That's a lot of refs. I have some friends that would really like that detail, because they are very much into Chinese lore. Or just culture in general. Yep, I definitely flushed the brain cell away. My brain is an enigma. Cue the milk spilling on the table. But yes, this is super awesome. A very awesome milestone to achieve, Haruka. How do you feel? How do you feel after being able to find all of your favorite builds? And I imagine you have a special spot for each of these. Definitely, I imagine you would put them in a special space, especially for your favorites. That's kind of what I'm reserving the rest of my desk space for. Like, I could fill it out very easily if I just grab a couple things here and a couple things there. I'm like, no, this is my desk space. This is my inspiration space. Only the best of the best get to come and play in this space. I wanted to put my Moogle friend here because I have decided, with time, I have decided that this is going to be a spot dedicated to all things Final Fantasy based. Because again, this game has a very special place in my heart. Very, very special place in my heart. And Haruka says, how do you feel? I feel bad for my wallet. I feel that very much. I feel especially bad for Bond's wallet. Especially bad for his wallet because he provides for me for all of the things, and that, which means he usually spoils me rotten. Bro needs a chance. Bro needs a break. I'm gonna let him sleep in peace for now. Yes, good. Sleep, sleep. Let me see if I can turn this off. Turn this one off. Because that is the very end of the Show Me Live for now. And Haruka says, probably is my most expensive hobby at the moment, but definitely worth it. That's wonderful! I'm very happy to hear that. You deserve to have a hobby that brings you joy. Yeah, I get the struggle when it comes to having an expensive hobby, which is why I've discontinued with collecting Pokemon cards, because 1, it's stupid expensive to keep up with, and 2, people don't make it fun, especially with scalpers on the loose. And the fact that some people get violent over this hobby that is more directed towards kiddos is kind of, ew. It's kind of gross. It's kind of messed up. And I'm just kind of, I'm done. I'm like, yeah, I don't want to play with this hobby of mine anymore. Good old Americans found a way to ruin it. America. Lamica is more like it. Oh, and if you don't know what a scalper is, basically people who buy things that are new, and then they jack up the price of said item for 3 times its normal buying price. Yeah, exactly what Sylvan said. People who buy a product to resell at a much higher price. Usually by double or triple the original price. So say if you wanted to buy some Pokemon cards that cost originally like $20, it will go up in price probably up to $100, $150. I'm never gonna get the Prisma, what was it called? Prisma Evolution packs for the Eevee evolution. Like if I get a cool one, like if I get an Umbreon, that's a bonus. If I get a Sylveon, I'll be elated. I just wanted for the Eevee. Eevee is one of my favorite Pokemon. And yeah, I know, they're basic or whatever. Everybody loves Eevee, right? But the reason is my own personal reason. I like Eevee because they're a Pokemon with endless potential. At least that's just the way I see it. And I always like that about that Pokemon. They can choose who they want to be and have infinite possibilities if they try. And Colin says, that sounds like something Mr. Krabs would do. And I'm not calling Mr. Krabs a villain, but it's kind of villainous if you ask me. And Sylvan says, everybody loves Eevee for a darn good reason, myself included. Very personal reasons. You know what? That's fair. And even if I don't know exactly to the T why you love Eevee, regardless of whatever the reason is, it's probably valid. If something brings you joy, that's already more than enough reason. So if you love a certain Pokemon because it's cool or cute, who cares what other people say? It makes you happy. That's all that matters. It makes you happy. Go forth and enjoy it. Mr. McGillicuddy says, also for the Dracula character, there is also a character in the game that is the historical figure that he is based off of, Vlad the Impaler. I imagine that that's like just the status quo that comes with a character, you know, based on Dracula. Like, it's always gonna have that tailing him. And Sylvan says, Eevee's a childhood companion alongside Vulpix, sole survivors of my first Nuzlocke, and got me through my first runs of the game. Dude, you got through a Nuzlocke? Massive ups. That's seriously commendable. Nuzlocks are not friendly. Nuzlocks are not fair. Nuzlocks are there to break your heart and make you eat dirt. It's a very rude game. I don't think I have the heart to do a Nuzlocke. A long time ago, I considered the possibility of doing a Nuzlocke, not because I had the emotional constitution to bear what was to come, but I was a little bit arrogant and confident in my abilities to get through a Nuzlocke, and I was like, shit, I might lose a couple dudes along the way, but I can live with that. I'll be fine. I said, no, I won't. No, I won't be fine. Dude, I love Sylveon. No, wait, I love Vulpix too. At what level do you want to evolve a Vulpix though? Because I know with certain Pokemon, like Pikachu, you want to evolve them at a certain point, or at least wait till a certain point, because they stop learning certain moves after they evolve. Like what? I think for Pikachu, it's somewhere in the level 40s? You guys spend a lot of time with them before you evolve them. Yep, and speaking of evolution, I might have devolved Rango. Very EP. I also want to say thank you guys for being super awesome and very understanding when I miss a comment here and there. I'm doing my best to keep up with chat and multitask. And Colin says, Pokemon evolutions get more complicated in later games, especially trade evolutions. I can do it. Gah. Trading evolutions. Gross. I have to talk to people. I don't want to talk to people. I appreciated the global trade station because then I could get those evolutions without having to know another living, human, breathing person and ask them, hey, can you help me with this trade? Thanks, man. Mr. McGillicuddy says, I just realized that I got 2 games I'm trying to get you to play. Warframe and Digimon Time Strangers. Well, I thank you for your patience as I figure out what I want to do for the here and now. I'm just trying to pace myself. And Sylphin says, yes, stone evolutions stop learning moves when you evolve them, except Eevee. I try to wait as long as possible. I do too, because I like to just hang out with the little critter. They're such a cute little friend. What are they? They're friend-shaped. That's for sure. He's just a little guy. Maybe one day I'll do a Final Fantasy XIV stream and, like, if anybody wants to, like, pop on in and say hello when the time is right. I just gotta set things up so that way chat is... Well, I'll have our chat go over the Final Fantasy XIV chat, and I also need to make it so that certain elements are not visible, because not everything is user-friendly or is appropriate for all viewers. I mean, it's an MMO. Some people have very interesting names for themselves, like Ding Dong Master 34, or man, I can come up with a whole bunch of ideas, and I'm like, I can't say that out loud. The Lalafell names, though, in this game are hilarious and very cute, like Quenchwap Supreme. I mean, who comes with up with that? That's so cute. I'll type it in chat. And you guys try to say this name out loud. Quenchwap Supreme. It is so adorable. Ah. That's probably for the best, Colin. That's probably for the best. And Mr. McGillicuddy says, I think Square Enix cracked down on those names. Ah, I understand if they did, and honestly, I feel bad. I feel partial, like 2% bad for the people who may or may not have lost those accounts. Because, one, they knew what they were doing when they decided to go down that path. And if not, they should have known better. Those rapscallions. But I'm just so desensitized at this point. I'm really, really desensitized. Self-inscribed says, I remember some redacted things in MMOs. No kidding. And this is why we don't feel anything anymore. We're just like, ah, haha. Haven't seen that joke before. It's like, what, the 6,000th time I've seen it? Yeah. That's just internet culture when you think about it. It's kind of like looking at a museum of trends. And it's like, who started this and what's wrong with you? Lalafels tend to have the cutest names, though. Have you ever heard of Falafel Waffle? Oh my god. Legitimately, once in a blue moon, I'll stumble across like a name where I'll be like, oh, that is so gross, but so hilarious. Kichi says, Sohma, I've had drinks. Hi, hi. Hey girl, what's up with you? I had a dream about you. I had a dream about you last night. Not kidding. I'm not kidding. And it's not because I was thinking about, well, I guess my subconsciousness was thinking about it. But I had a dream where you asked me, Sohma, how do you draw a cane? And I was like, okay, first you start with the line. And you curve the line. And then you draw a line perpendicular to that line. And then you curve another line. And then you connect those lines. And then I looked at you and I said, wait, did you mean cane as in literal cane? Or cane from the Amazing Digital Circus? And you're like, that one. And I was like, oh, okay. He's mostly just teeth and eyeballs. So if you want a specific expression, I would say look up references for expressions. You can't go wrong with a good old reference. Kichi says, I have invaded your subbrain. Yay! Yes, you did. It's amazing. And then episode 9 of the Amazing Digital Circus came out today. What are the odds of that? Yeah, you wanted me to draw Kane looking befuddled? Confusioned? Like he's stuck in a conversation he doesn't want to be a part in. Like he's bored. He wants out of the conversation, but he's smiling really, really hard and trying to be nice to whoever they're talking to. And I'm like, that's a very specific emotion. Sometimes when you're trying to draw something, you gotta act it out a little bit and try really hard to pretend you like somebody and smile really hard to compensate for it. Yeah, I don't do that IRL. I can't do that IRL. My face is like an open, transparent book. If I look like I don't want to be there, I will look like I don't want to be there. So, what kind of drinks you got? Is it horchata? Does it taste like cinnamony mini me? I like the cinnamony mini me. I had, wait, what was the cereal? My cereal tasted like cinnamony mini me. What is it called? Cinnamon Toast Crunch. That's what I had. Sylvan says, you and me both. I am a terrible liar and wear my feelings on my sleeve. Dude, same. Same here. I can't. The only ever time I've had to lie was once. And I've only had to lie once to protect somebody I loved. Cannot give the whole story on that, but you guys get the gist of it, right? You know, I hate lying. Lying feels like the worst thing possible, but it's like a last resort for me. I will lie if I have to, for the sake of others, never for myself. That's when y'all have to save my butt. Mr. McGillicuddy says, I almost thought you said Cinnamon Toast Ken for a moment there. I had to do a double take. Cinnamon Toast Ken sounds hilarious. Kichi says, I got some caramel Baileys. It's a cream liquor. That's the best kind of liquor. I can't have drinks anymore. I mean, I can, it's just advised not to. Otherwise, my lover's gonna be like, time out. Cause I'm on medication. I'm on the medicines. I'm on the medicines for the brain. Cause when they sucked out my brain cells with the vacuum, they took some brain with it, and they didn't try to take all of the brain. They just took part of it. Yes, please enjoy it for me. Please do. You enjoy the cream Baileys. I will enjoy, what's it called? I want root beer cream. Root beer vanilla cream. Yeah, I'll take that. I also am amenable to... It's amenable. Sorry. Pronunciations. I think it's amenable. All right, Merriam's dictionary. Tell me how to say this word. Amenable. I want to hear it too. Hold up. Give me a sec. I gotta grab my headphones. Amenable. Here. Speak for us.
Amenable.
It is amenable.
Amenable.
Okay. Amenable meaning having or showing willingness to agree or accept something that is wanted or asked for. Agreeable is a really good substitute for the word. I am agreeable to many a drinky drinks. I just can't do the alcoholic drinky drinks. Because that is a bit... Kichi says, I'll get you a root beer float. Root beer float! Yes, please. Yes, please. I would like that very much. It's okay. I've been saying amenable for a very long time, and I've only just recently picked up, because of Final Fantasy XIV, I heard one of the characters in the game say amenable, and I was like, it clicked in my head like, wait, is that how that's supposed to be pronounced? And now I have confirmed it using the Merriam-Webster's Dictionary online. Just remember memes. Don't let your memes be dreams forever, guys. Pronounce your words correctly and, yeah. I have no follow-up to that. Education is power for you, the brain cell. I'm still learning a lot, too. I will never not stop learning, even if I'm down parts of the brain. That's not going to stop me from learning what I can. And if I can still learn to do things, then you guys can do anything you set your mind to. And I believe I can do anything I set my mind to, too. Even if it's smaller now. I'm a peanut brain-sized cat. I'm a peanut brain-sized cat. Okay, enough of that. Sometimes you just gotta laugh at yourself, you know? Mr. McGillicuddy says, hey Sohma, think of a reason, type of being, and type of being? Think of a reason, type of being, and I'll see if they are in Watcher of Realms. Type of being. I don't know what that means. Make your sentences make sense. Every day is a good day for learning, says Sylphin. I agree. Kichi says an apple pie with a few bites out of it is still an apple pie. Sorry, I'm just pondering. I'm letting that sink in. So my brain is still my brain. Is that what you mean? Sohma is still Sohma? Aw, Kichi. Even if that's not what you mean. Even if that's just my own takeaway from it, it makes me want to cry. Thank you. Shoot. I can't do this. A lot of feels. I'm okay. Just overload of sentiment. Thank you. Thank you. It helps to hear that, especially from your friends. Especially from my friends. And Little Bro says, listen, Big Sis, it's okay that a portion of your head is consistent with a bag of Lays. Little Bro, I'm gonna find a hollow bat to smack you with. I'm gonna smack you at the back of the head with a hollow bat, not made of steel, mostly made out of... What are those bats that you put oxygen in? I'm gonna go bonk. I'm gonna bonk you. I'm gonna run away laughing. Did you guys know? Okay, true story. Bon, when he was a little tyke, did that to his dad and then ran away laughing. I was like, we were born to be together, you and I. Two menaces in love. And Mr. McGillicuddy says, sorry, I was thinking of two different lines of text. I meant to say, think of a type of person you want to see, and I'll see if they are in Watcher of Realms, as they have a colorful cast there. I like characters that are sentimental. Kichi says he's a serial bonker. I like menaces, if that wasn't obvious. Bon, you're a serial bonker. You're bonkers. He's a hit and run kind of fella. He's giving me the stink eye right now. Hi. Hi. Hey, buddy. How you? Don't do it. Don't do it. I'm scared. Oh, yes. You pet the shoulder. Okay, you can pet the shoulder. The shoulder is fine. The cat has evaded the consequences of her actions for the time being. Clay can't hear you. Clay is over there on the other desk. He's over there on that part of the room. The room. Varoom? Roomba. I wanna Roomba. I wanna Roomba. Roomba, Roomba, Roomba. I wanna Roomba. Bon, can we get a dancing pole? I wanna spin! My tummy hurts. Aw, thanks, Dolphin. That's awfully nice of you to say. Dolphin says, 2 gremlins. No wonder you two are so adorable together. You are far too kind. Nah, we're just 2 little chaos agents that drive some people up a wall. It was a collaborative effort. Come on, little bro. You know you live for this. You live for this. You love it. You knew what you signed up for when you clicked on the link. Oh, I've got tears in my eyes. All this laughing just gets to me, I swear. I'm gonna wipe my eye. I'm gonna wipe my eye. Yes. I'm a pun. Oh no, if this little guy detonates because I throw puns, I am one charred cat. I want a dancing pole so I can spin. I was told that you can spin on a dancing pole. I want to spin. And there's no Roomba big enough to sit on. So unless you can find a Roomba that doesn't cost me house and home to sit on, a dancing pole would be the next best thing. And Kichi says, I put pizza rolls in the oven. Hopefully I don't burn my apartment. I hope you don't. Do not forget the pizza rolls. They're rolling. They're rolling for you. They need you to consume. That is their duty. Their duty is to be eaten. Dude, I haven't had pizza rolls in a hot minute. Actually, I haven't had pizza in like a couple of weeks. I need pizza. Pizza, 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 pizza. I want pizza. I want curry. I know those two are vastly different things, but I'm now just thinking about food. Thankfully, we did not end this stream on Chojo's pictures of food, but now I'm thinking about it again. Kichi says, in 10 minutes, they will be in my tummy. Hoo-ha! Let's go! You go get those foods. I'm cheering for you. What about pizza curry? Aw, dude, that's just cheese. Come on, let's go. Let's just... Oh, cheese. Mozzarella or cheddar? Talk to me. Which would you prefer your pizza to be drizzled in outside of the normal mozzarella? Wait, garlic... Garlic-filled crust is my favorite. Wait, no. Cheese crust? Mozzarella breadsticks or cheesy bread? That, yes. That and then garlic butter. Garlic butter. I like garlic butter. Pizza in my curry. What's the pizza doing in my curry? It's a piece of curry. And Sylvan says, cheddar with Swiss, my favorite cheese duo. I've never had those two before. What kind of pizza would you make with that cheesy combo? Like, what toppers would you do? Kichi says, I've become partial to mozzarella mixed with pepper jack. That's a good combo. Mozzarella is so very tame that if you put anything spicy or, you know, zesty in the mix, it's definitely going to be a good combination. You don't want to get a very rich flavored cheese like cheddar mixed with your pizza, because then everything's going to be having a flavor battle in your mouth and you're going to be like, I don't know what to pay attention to more. And that's a very unpleasant experience I've had with food in the past. I'm just like, my mouth is not meant to be having all this flavor at once. It's not a good feeling. It's bad feeling. Little bro says, in 10 minutes, I'll be in bed. Then get up early to call customer service for a new older... Excuse you? All this talk about you replacing me with the quote-unquote robo-sis has me thinking that you're a bluffer. Big old bluffer, big bro. Lil bro, lil bro. Self-inscribed says, I'll add garlic and basil with some sausage, caramelized... you had me at caramelized onions. I love onions. And then a few black olives. Dude, I love onions. I'm sorry, I said that already. Olives. I love olives. Bond does not like olives. That's a good pizza in my books. I like the tried and true pepperoni pizza, but I also like extra cheesy cheese pizza. Cheese on my cheese? Cheese on my cheese on my cheese on pizza. Mr. McGillicuddy says, sorry for repeating my comments. I meant what the character looks like, not their personality. Well, you know I love the color pink. Throw the pink at me. Little bro says Bon is base for that. Not everybody likes olives, and that's also valid. He just says it tastes weird. And I'm like, dude, once I discovered what an olive tastes like, I went to the supermarket and I bought a jar of olives and I just started eating them out of the jar. Because I'm weird like that. Little bro says, exactly. What? Mr. McGillicuddy says, I don't think there are any heroes in that game that are pink. Ah, it's a real shame. Guess I won't get the chance to ever try out that game then. Little bro says, they taste wrong. We gotta burn the olives down. That's called cooking them, little bro. We gotta cook the olives and then put them on the pizza and then we eat the pizza. Have you ever tried olives in a salad? And that's why there was an establishment that was called Olive Garden that doesn't exist anymore. I'm sad that they don't exist anymore. They were good food at a cheaper price. Little bro says, only way to be certain. Nah, we gotta nuke them from orbit. You mean put them in orbit? Okay, and then then aliens will discover the joys of olives. They'll come to Earth and be like, where are your olives at? And we're gonna be like, we don't know. They all got sent to space because one person demanded it. Imagine all your savings go into this, little bro. And Kichi says, I used to work at a pizza place in college. I put pepperoni over the sauce, then cheese, then more pepperoni. That's a lot of pepperoni. Dude, that's the tower of pepperoni. Then more cheese whenever I made one for myself. It was amazing. I can imagine. It's like the way lasagna was made. Except now you've got layers of pizza on top of pizza on top of pizza. Except it's not like a Big Mac where it's like bread, 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 but instead of bread, it's cheese, 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 cheese. Cheese, 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 everybody. Alright, I'm done. I'm done. You guys have a wonderful night. I am crying at this point. I'm dead. Alright, I'm gonna think about food. And I want you guys to think about getting some rest because it's probably really late for some of y'all. Exactly! Kichi knows what's up! Dude, I could go for some cheese. I love cheese. Cheese is good. And it's full of protein. Gotta think about that protein. Alright, you guys have a wonderful night. Thanks for hanging out with me. This is lots of fun. Till next time! So, Bon, do we have any pizza? Bon! I want food! Alright, I'm gonna go meow at you obnoxiously now.